Hello everyone and welcome to another LSJ's Late Review, this time for Casino Royale. So Casino Royale is a James Bond movie from 2006. It's directed by Martin Campbell, who also directed Pierce Brosnan's first James Bond flick, GoldenEye. I remember that being quite good. I'll have to get to that some point in the very near future. He also directed Green Lantern, a movie that I won't be getting to in the near future. Let's just say that. The movie was written by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, and Paul Haggis. It's based on the very first Ian Fleming James Bond novel. And this one's a bit of a reboot in a way that I don't think any other James Bond movies have before. I'm not sure about Dr. No, so I can't quite speak on it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but every other James Bond's first movie has never felt like a first movie. You know, it's just Live and Let Die is the first Roger Moore Bond movie. Living Daylights is the first Timothy Dalton movie. Pierce Brosnan's GoldenEye is like, the first Brosnan movie, and so on. But they just felt like another James Bond movie. Not in a bad way. I don't mean that. It's just that, you kind of know what to get. You're just getting another experience of James Bond, his continuing adventures, as it were. This is a different beast. Daniel Craig's James Bond only gets his 00 status in this movie. This is his first 007 adventure. And because of that, the movie feels fresh in a way James Bond movies haven't felt fresh in a while. And it's the perfect place to start. It's the first of like a real proper modern Bond with modern storytelling sensibilities and things like that. Sets things up for the future. Has great characters, great story. It's the place to start. If you're ever interested in checking out a James Bond film and don't know which one to choose, Casino Royale. Do it. So Casino Royale, of course, Daniel Craig as James Bond. We've got Eva Green as Vesper, Judi Dench as M, Jeffrey Wright as Felix Leiter, and of course Mads Mikkelsen as Le Chiffre. The very easy gist of this movie is James Bond has to win a high-stakes poker game against Le Chiffre in order to stop funding and shit for terrorism. And a bit of a simple kind of story. I mean, that's how you'd explain it to everybody else, but there is so much in this movie. It's actually longer than most James Bond movies that we've watched so far. Most of them clock in at just around the 2-hour mark, maybe a little more or a little less, but usually around the 2-hour mark. This one goes for about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and the extra time in this movie is given to flesh out this new James Bond, because if this was just Daniel Craig's first Bond movie and it's just another continuing adventure of the adventures of James Bond, I don't think it would have needed that time to breathe. But because they're setting this James Bond's first adventure up, setting up this new character, how he does things, how he operates, you needed that time to really get to know him, to root for him, and just to see what he's all about. What I like about Daniel Craig's performance as James Bond is this guy is full of piss and vinegar. He's just got his 00 status. He's sneaky. He's arrogant. He's brash. He makes mistakes. And he has that confidence. He has that drive that all the other Bonds have, but he's not always successful, and he kind of has to bounce back from those setbacks. And MI6 isn't sure whether it was a good idea to have given him that promotion or if it was a mistake, because things don't always turn out the way they want or the way he wants. I'll also say Craig's Bond feels a little bit more duty-bound than the other James Bonds, because in this movie, alright, there's a scene where he is hooking up with this very attractive woman, basically because he wants to get information. Nothing new for a Bond film, it's been done before. What I really like, though, is as soon as he gets the information, he fucking leaves. Done. Every other James Bond, I feel, every single other one, no matter what you think of them from best to worst, all of them, before Craig, would have spent the night with that woman and then pissed off in the morning. This James Bond's a different kettle of fish. He's got his information, and it's not about being a horn bag or anything like that. It's about the job. It's about the mission. It's about all of those things, rather than the pursuit of women. The pursuit of this woman was just for him to get info, and he's out. That was awesome. It's also, all the other Bonds have been cold and brutal, but maybe it's the baby blue eyes that Daniel Craig has. But you really feel that coldness of this with this James Bond. He's not fucking around. You know, he will kill people. He will take risks, and he is not just an all-round fucking badass. Is what I want to say here. This is where I wanted to start when I started showing Charity, my wife, James Bond flicks. I wanted to start with this one. I didn't, because I also thought this would be a good place to start my sister in a James Bond flick as well. Something a bit more modern. Something that shows why I like Bond films without showing maybe like the cheesiness, the womanizing sleaziness, or anything like that. Here's something a bit more modern, a bit more real, I guess I would say. They put the spy back into James Bond as well. He's a sneaky son of a bitch. And he blends into places and shit very well. He feels a lot, I guess, more kind of normal and grounded in a way that other Bonds haven't before. So I'll tell you what they thought of this film in a tick, but I really like his relationship with Eva Green's Vesper Lind. Man, it's fantastic. It starts off fucking awfully. Usually he's a bit charming at first, and it kind of wins them over, and they start warming to him. No, they really don't like each other at the start of the film. Or from the start of the film, from when they meet, I should say. It's a long movie. They don't meet each other for about maybe half an hour, 40 minutes in. But the way that their relationship develops over the course of the film is just fantastic. It's believable. It feels real. Vesper is a really good character, and they play off each other so well. But I also really like his relationship with M. So M's just promoted him. She's not sure she made the right decision, but every scene that Daniel Craig and Judi Dench have with each other, oh man, it's really good. There's this, the movie came out in 2006. Fuck it. There's this one really good line. It's a minor spoil, but Bond's like, so your name M? Oh, I didn't know it actually meant. And she cuts him off, and she's like, you say my real name, I'll have you killed. And they share a look at each other, and Bond's like, oh shit, alright. Keep my mouth shut. Really good character interactions here. Mads Mikkelsen as the Chief. This was my introduction to Mads. And I'm a Mads fan. Especially after this, when he made the underrated and absolutely fantastic Hannibal TV show. You haven't seen that? Check that shit out. It's like a modern day Millennium, if anyone remembers that show with Lance Henriksen. And we got Jeffrey Wright. Ooh, the man who will go on to play Felix Leiter in more movies than anyone, which is at least 3 or 4. The only other person who's done Felix twice was, I can't remember his name, but he's the same Felix who gets shark bit in fucking License to Kill. So I watched this, as I said, with my wife and sister. I loved it. We all had a few drinks, so not only were we getting pissed, it took a while to watch it because we paused it a couple of times because we have a drunken chat or whatever, but the movie kept everyone interested and engaged. They kind of enjoyed this movie the way I was hoping they would. This is like, oh, you like James Bond movies? Why? Here's why. Here's Casino Royale. Have checked this out. My wife loved it. On the first time we watched it, yes, we watched this twice. First time we watched it, she said, I think she liked it either more or just as much as Living Daylights. And then And then the next day, well, a few days later, I still hadn't reviewed the movie. I was just thinking about it. It was just going through my mind. And my wife's like, I'd really like to watch that again. We paused it a couple of times, and I just want to watch it again before you review it. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure I want to watch it again, like not so soon. But last night, I put it on. We watched the shit out of it. I found myself going, oh, I guess I'll watch this again too. Fucking hell. This is a really fucking good movie. The only downside, I guess, is like the theme. It's alright. Yeah. Crystal Nell, it's well before my song, but it's just alright. Everything else, though, the way they set up the character of Bond, the way they set up future storylines, the way they do the action scenes, the drama, the relationships, everything fucking clicks. And I think it clicks in a way it hasn't for many other Bond movies, even the really good ones. This is something that you can show anyone. It doesn't matter that it's the 21st. This is the first one. This is the one you watch. This is the one you check out. And you fucking better check it out. If I hadn't watched this twice, I was going to give this a 9. But yeah, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yeah, this one's a 10. Why? I watched it again a couple of nights later, just as entertained, even though I knew with fresh clarity everything that was going to happen. I fucking loved it. Everything about the movie is just remarkable. Oh, and I didn't even touch the fucking chase scene where this guy, Bond's chasing. Parkour expert, absolute badass. Bond, any of the Bonds, you see him do parkour shit and you're just going to be like, oh, I don't know, that doesn't feel really James Bond, but he doesn't. This guy he's running after will just not think, just react and kind of do all these jumps and shit. But Bond will stop, take a second, look around, and then move. Or there's this really awesome thing where the guy's like jumps through this window and then fucking Bond just runs right through the fucking wall. Yeah. There's some badass shit. Look, everything works in Casino Royale. Is it my favourite? I don't know. It's definitely top 5. I've still got a soft spot for On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I think a part of me always will. It might be a nostalgia thing because I watched it as a kid and it kind of blew me away. And it's blown me away every time I've watched it. I haven't watched Casino Royale anywhere near as many times, but 10. It's fucking great. Go and watch it. And also give me a like, dislike, share and subscribe. All that shit. Follow me on the Tweety, which will be linked down below too. I'll see you next time. Thank you. I can't remember any words to this Bond theme. Do 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 do.